So these are this is the video reviewing the Locke study questions. Just a couple of questions that focused on what is uh, the central issue in this excerpt from Locke, which is property and a theory of property. What is the origin of property? That's what's at play here in the first question. Locke says that, quote, every man has a property in his own person. Explain the importance of this principle in Locke's theory of property. If we look at the section here, this is section 27. Though the earth and all inferior creatures be common to all men, yet every man has a property in his own person. That is, everybody owns themselves in some sense. This nobody has any right to but himself. So how does this serve as a theory of private property, which is really a theory of owning things? Well, it starts with this notion that you own yourself. And then the next step, the labor of his body and the work of his hands, we may say, are properly his. So if you own yourself, if you own your own person, you also own the work that you do, the work that your person does, let's say. Strange way of thinking about it, but so the labor of his body and the work of his hands are therefore ours, because we own ourselves. And then the third step, whatsoever then he removes out of the state of nature that, whatsoever then he removes out of the state that nature hath provided and left it in, he hath mixed his labor with. That's the key point, is that you own your labor, and then in this sort of, I guess, metaphorical sense, you mix it with the things you work on. And that's what makes it your property, the mixing of your labor. So it really starts with owning yourself, owning your own person, and therefore owning the work that you do. And therefore, this last step, owning whatever you work on, because you somehow mixed your labor with it. He hath mixed his labor with and joined to it something that is his own, and thereby makes it his own property. Second question, according to Locke, what serves as the limit to how much property anyone can own? Now, I have to tell you again, as I said in the videos, this is qualified quite a bit later on in the chapter, but at least in the excerpt we're looking at, there is a very simple way of that he has of saying, well, you can get property through working, but there's a limit to how much you can own. This is at the end, section 31. It will perhaps be objected to this, that if gathering the acorns or other fruits of the earth, etc., makes a right to them, then anyone may engross as much as he will, to which I answer, not so. The same law of nature that does by this means give us property does also bound that property too. God has given us all things richly, is the voice of reason confirmed by inspiration. But how far has he given it to enjoy? And that's as much as you can own, as much as you can use. As much as anyone can make use of to any advantage of life before it spoils, so much he may by his labor fix a property in. Whatever is beyond this is more than his share and belongs to others. So the natural limit, Locke says, to how much we can own is what we can use. And well, I guess that idea is that if anything that we take unto ourselves, let's say, biblical language, but we let it go to waste, then that's a sign that we've overstepped the limit.